Hi kids, welcome to Culinary Kits for Kids, and today's recipe is a Waldorf salad. So what is that, right? So it's basically an apple salad, a creamy apple salad, and it's great for fall. Fall is coming, we're gonna have a lot of apples, they're gonna be very delicious. So what you're gonna have in your kit for this recipe is a red delicious apple, a Granny Smith apple, some lemon juice. You might have a lemon or a packet of lemon juice, but you're gonna have some lemon juice, some grapes, some walnuts, celery, and also some mayonnaise. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go ahead and start with our apples. We're gonna go ahead and start giving them a slice. So I'm gonna start slicing my apples up. And you want to make sure you're holding your apple very firmly because you don't want it to just push away or move, because that's a little dangerous with your knife. So hold it very firmly. Now that it has a flat surface, I could just put it on the flat surface, and I'm discarding the core. And now that I have some slices, we're gonna go ahead and make some diced little apples. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a dice. And what that just means is that we're making little squares out of the apple, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna throw my diced apple into a bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and work the rest of my apple, just slicing our slices into smaller slices first, and then going ahead and turning them around and chopping them up into squares. So if you need some help, ask your parents. For the most part, I just slice the apple on its side, and then I'm just making smaller slices, making sure that my finger is not in the way of the knife, and then turning it to its side and doing it again and making dices. So when you come back, I'll have all the apple diced. We got our green apple and our red apple in the bowl. They're nice and diced, as you can see. I got little squares of each apple. Now what we're gonna work on is our grapes. So I already rinsed the grapes off. Go ahead and rinse your grapes before you make this recipe, okay? Rinse everything, just to be safe. So I'm just taking my grapes off of the vine. And what we're gonna do with our grapes is we're gonna cut them in half, and that's it. So we're just gonna give them a cut through the middle and throw them in our bowl. There we go. So you can either cut it in half like this, or you could cut it lengthwise, but personally I feel like the half, chopping it through the middle, is a little easier. It's gonna look a little better with the apples. They're gonna be a little similar in size, so that's always good. And grapes are great for us, guys. They're so yummy and juicy. They provide water and nutrients. So they're so yummy. I love grapes. And fun tip, you can freeze them. You can put the grapes in the freezer, and they're a great snack just like that. So good. But I'm just cutting our grapes up in half, and be careful with your fingers when you do this, okay? So you don't want to accidentally slice anything else other than the grape. Okay, we got our grapes in the bowl. Now we're gonna work on our celery. So what I like to do is I like to take just the ends off our celery like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it long ways down the middle so that I have two pieces from my one piece. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start giving it a chop, just like that. And you're gonna see that all these little celery pieces, they just come right off the celery. And that's what we want. We want those little pieces so everything mixes in really well. Okay, just like that. Put that in our bowl. Go. Oh, I have 2 grapes left. So I'm gonna get those last 2 into the bowl here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our lemon juice, and we're gonna go ahead and squeeze that lemon juice into the bowl. And what this lemon juice is gonna do, it's actually gonna give us some flavor, right? We're gonna get some lemon flavor. But it's also gonna help the apples because the apples tend to get brown. Once you cut them, you know the apples start to get brown. That's because oxygen is hitting them. And that oxygen causes the apple to turn brown. It's called oxidization. Is that how you say it? Oxidization. One of those. But that lemon juice, which has vitamin C and antioxidants, help shield that apple flesh from the oxidation. So that's why we want that lemon juice on there. And then the next step is just our walnuts and our mayo. So what I'm gonna do with our nuts is I'm gonna give them a rough chop. Doesn't have to be small, I'm just gonna roughly chop them so they're a little smaller. Throw that into the bowl. And our last ingredient is our mayo, so go ahead and put that in there. And give everything a good mix. So you're gonna wanna coat everything with that mayonnaise. And get everything there. Just give it a really, really good mix. I have some stragglers on the top, so I'm just pushing them down, getting them in the mixture. And there you have it. You could put it in your fridge, let it chill, and then enjoy it when it's really cold, or you can have it just like this. And there's your Waldorf salad.